Hi there and welcome to Putting It Together. In this video I'm going to look at a few things that I did with my Middle Anglo Saxon army that I built for DBA. So first of all, don't forget to like and subscribe. That way I know which of these videos you like and which of these videos I should do more of and which ones I probably shouldn't put much time in. Right, so recently I built a Middle Anglo Saxon army for DBA using alternative armies figures. I've had these figures in my storeroom for I think almost 20 years. But when I got them, they were made by Tabletop Games. The company is long gone, but apparently Alternative Armies still stocks them. The link is in this description. Right, so what I did was I looked through my storeroom. I found a lot of figures, a lot of some Normans, some Saxons, some Vikings. And I decided to put together the Middle Anglo Saxon army. So while I was putting this together, I realized that when I was buying the army, because the figures are sold separately. So back then, I knew nothing about DBA about 20 years ago. But when I looked back at what I had, I realized that I could actually put together a DBA army. So that's what I did. I sorted the figures out. I went on the Alternative Armies website to see which figures go where. Because when I got them initially, I wasn't so sure which was which. So after building the army, I realized I did not have the command figure. So that's what this video is about. This video is about me building the command stand or the general stand for this army. And also, I'm going to talk a little bit about the camp that I built. Right, so what I did first was I decided I need to build or scratch build my lord or my general. So I decided that I didn't want to do too much of a conversion, but I did know that I want a mantle, a cloak, a cape, something to show authority. And I sculpted this from green stuff. I always kept in mind what the sculptor would have done when putting the mantle on, but I also realized that when sculpting the cape, the cloak, I also realized that because the figure is bulky, I had to keep the sculpt just as chunky because, well, it fit with the figure. After doing this, it was a simple matter of just painting it a base color of white and finishing it with a red. Also, the rest of the shields for this army more or less geometric patterns and crosses and stuff, but I wanted something a bit different for the general figure, so I went for a slight wyvern. It's done freehand, and I wish I had a little bit more skill to put more detail on it, but it looks pretty alright. It looks pretty alright. The next figure I went for to fix was the standard bearer. I had a little bit of problem with this one because initially I was thinking of using one of the extra spearman figures or one of the feared figures as the bearer, but I also again wanted the whole element to be unified. So I took another Huscarl figure, and what I did here is I cut off the Dane axe, the top and the bottom part. Now, actually, initially I just cut out the top part and I tried to glue a wire onto it. But I realized, with any one of these conversions, whenever you want to put a new sword or a new banner, the best thing to do is to drill. So I got my army painter drill out and I drilled a hole into his hands. While I also clipped off the top and the bottom part of the Dane axe. And I put a paper clip in there as the basis for the flag. The flag is from Little Big Man Studios. It's a really nice flag. If you're looking for flags, if you're looking for banners, if you're looking for shields, head on to Little Big Man Studios. I've put the link in the description. But here's when I realized the big thing about the figure. When I removed the Dane axe, you couldn't really see the face, which makes sense. I mean, with the Dane axe in front of him, you couldn't actually see the sculpt or the face. But I sort of wished the sculpting was a little bit better. But it's alright. I'll work to what I had. So after cleaning up the figure, I based them and this is what it looks like. Honestly, it does not look too bad. It looks pretty good, considering that 2 of the 4 figures don't really exist, and I had to make them up as I went along. The rim on the helmet of the king, I put a little gold rim. I mean, it doesn't really stand out. I initially wanted to sculpt a crown on it, but I decided against it because that would make the head too big, too chunky. Now here's the camp. Now if you watch any of my videos on this channel, you know I love nice DBA camps. I always think it's a great chance for the hobbyists to just go to town and build something a bit different, to be a little bit creative. So with this one, I went online and I found some pictures of Anglo-Saxon reenactments, and I was really intrigued by the tents. So what I did was I decided I wanted to build a small little campsite. The scale is a little bit off. I quite like things in scale, but this one was a little bit off. And the whole tent was built with just paper and a coat of paint. When you build a tent with paper and you give it a matte spray, it sort of thickens up. I like the fact that it's got a slight texture to it. And also I like the fact that it looks a bit different. It does not look like a usual common tent. But then the camp base also felt a bit empty. So what I did next was I decided to scratch build the cooking site, the campfire. The tripod was made out of paper clips. The cauldron or the pot was made out of a hat I got from my ECW bits box. And the bottom was made from green stuff. Actually, I think it looks pretty alright. Yeah, it looks pretty alright actually. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I've made a full video of this army, and I hope you view that as well, so you can see how both these pieces fit into the whole army. Again, thank you very much for viewing. I hope you liked the video. Feedback is absolutely crucial. I'll see you in the next one.